Good evening, everyone. Hi. Hope you guys can see me and hear me clearly. Hi, Safia. Hi, Nan. Guys, can you just give me a thumbs up if okay? So Nan says everything is cool. How about you, Safia? Can you hear me and see me clearly? Safia, please just type a yes or something so that we know it is fine. Okay, I think I'll start off. So this is essentially part two of the class. Part one of this particular class I took a little while ago at 3:30, in which we discussed three sets which appeared in CAT 2020 slot one. Our goal is with these classes to cover the entire CAT 20 paper. So I'm doing slot one today. I'll be doing slot two next Wednesday. I'll be doing slot three the Wednesday after that. Wednesday after that, what I'll do, even I don't know. So we'll see. Probably I'll pick up something from CAT 2019, or let's see. I'm not very sure. However, if you are attending this class, I would very strongly recommend that you watch the recording of the 3:30 class because I discussed three sets in that. In my opinion, okay, I'll get to the breakup in a little while. For those of you like Safia who might be attending my class for the first time, my name is Ravi Handa. I have been teaching for CAT for close to 15 years. I've taught at Time, IMS, Career Launcher, all the leading CAT coaching institutes. After that, I started my own website with the name handagafunda.com, through which I taught 20,000 plus students. And then I joined an academy, I believe, around 6 months ago. Now, with respect to this, I have, covered various aspects of CAT preparation in these classes, in the courses that I run on an academy, and also on YouTube. So if you want to know which class of mine is happening when, what the schedule is like, I would recommend that you go ahead and join my Telegram group. Let me give you the link for my Telegram group. Here you go. So from this, you will get all the necessary information about which class is happening when and what the schedule is. For those of you who are not subscribed to an academy, there are two kinds of courses that we have to offer. One is the plus courses and the other one is the iconic courses. In the plus courses, you get live classes very similar to this one, and you get them in a structure. That is, you do this, you do this, you do this. A particular order is followed. And in case of an iconic one, you get everything which is there in the plus courses. Over and above that, you get personalized guidance as well. Then the main benefit of the iconic plan is you get this personalized guidance. You also get a study planner, which tells you how you can plan your preparation, what you need to do, how you need to structure it. There is one-on-one live mentoring as well, and which is being done by people from top B schools like I'm Ahmedabad, I'm Calcutta, I'm Bangalore. So these guys will be there to help you and assist you to plan your preparation. Then the subscription price points. My recommendation, if you're looking at CAT 21, you can look at the 6-month plan, which is for 16,400. You can use the coupon code HANDA in that, which will offer you a 10% discount on whichever course you are planning to register for. So please use that. And if you're looking at CAT 22, then my recommendation will be to go in for the 12-month plan. Because in a 12-month plan, what happens is, whatever personalized guidance which will be provided as part of Iconic, you'll have enough time to actually implement it. See, what's the point of guidance in 3 months when you are not even able to implement it? And that's the reason why I suggest and recommend the 12-month plan for CAT 22, which is for 39,500. Once again, you can use the coupon code HANDA and get a 10% discount on the same. Then just to add, there is a price hike which is coming on the 11th of September. So if you're planning to register, probably now is the best time to do it before the price hike comes into the picture. Now, for those of you who were not there in the previous class, let me just give you a brief recap of what we had discussed. In CAT 2020, there were 3 slots. In each slot, there were 24 questions. In these 24 questions, they were split into 5 sets. There were 3 sets of 4 questions each, and there were 2 sets of 6 questions each. For those of you who were there in the previous class, they might know this. But for those of you who were not there, to clear the sectional cutoff, you need a roughly 90 percentile. And for this 90 percentile, what you needed to do was 7 to 8 questions. So even if you attempted 2 of these smaller sets, that is good enough. So always keep in mind that all that you need to do is you need to attempt 2 sets in the exam. In the previous class, which was part 1 of this, right now we are doing part 2. In part 1, I discussed 3 sets. One of them was to do with medicines and a 4-set Venn diagram. That's the set I believe you should have attempted. One of them was to do with colleges and vendors. Okay, so let me, so we discussed 3 sets in the previous class. One was related to medicines and effectiveness, basically a 4-set Venn diagram question. I believe you should have attempted that in the exam. There was a question on cab company which was paying its drivers. I would put that in the maybe category. I will definitely not attempt it in first go because each question was very different. And then there was a college vendor question. The conditions in that, the amount of theory in that, the way you needed to make the arrangement was way too complex, and that should definitely be skipped. Now we have 2 more sets in this particular one. We will see whether these 2 sets should be attempted or one of these 2 should be attempted or both of these 2 should be attempted. I don't know. See, if both of these sets are hard, then what I'm going to do is I'll obviously going to attempt this and then I will go back and attempt the cab driver one. If any one of these is worth attempting, I'll attempt that and then I will just sit peacefully because I'm not really looking to attempt more and more sets. If you are someone who's targeting a 97, 98 percentile in LRDI, well, yes, you need to do that. Please go ahead. But for majority of the students, if you are targeting, suppose if you are targeting a percentile of 95 overall, then you need a 90 percentile in LRDI. And for that, 7-8 questions are enough. So this is how you should plan and structure your preparation. If you guys are okay with this, I will go ahead with the questions. Please give me a thumbs up if you want me to start with the questions. Okay, let's check. So this is the first set which is available to me. In a certain board exam, the students were to appear for examine 5 subjects: English, Hindi, Math, Science, and Social Science. Okay. Due to a certain emergency situation, a few of the examinations could not be conducted for some students. Hence, some students missed one of the exams and some other missed 2 exams. Okay. So out of the 5, some of them would have attempted 3 exams. Some of them would have attempted 4 exams. We do not know who attempted which exam. We also do not know which paper was attempted by how many people. But all that we know is per student, there should be 3 or 4. The board adopted the following policy. If the student appeared in all 5 exams, then the marks awarded in each of the exams were the scores obtained. So, it's obvious. So let's say if you are attempting a paper, whatever marks you get, you get. No change in that. I hope so. This is a preliminary information. There shouldn't be any sort of confusion in this. Then, if a student missed only one exam, then the marks awarded was the average of the best 3 of the 4. Okay. So if you missed one exam and your scores were A, B, C, D in the others, your score for the missed exam will be A plus B plus C by 3. If you missed 2 exams, then the marks awarded was the average of the best 2. So if you missed 2 and your scores were A plus A, B and C, then it will be A plus B by 2. You will take the best possible scores. Fair enough. The marks obtained by 6 students in the exam are given in the table below. So these are the marks that they have obtained. Each of them missed either 1 or 2 exams. Okay. So I don't know who has missed what, but each one of them has missed either 1 or 2. Then following additional facts are, so from this I cannot really figure out that, if there is a repetition of a score, or if there is a score which is the average of something, then that is possible. But I can see a lot of repetitions here. 75 and 75 is repeated, 85 and 85 is repeated, 90 and 90 is repeated, 90 and 90 is repeated. No repetitions for Isha, and Phony 83 and 83 is repeated. So what does this mean? Can you tell me, is there something that you can infer from this? Any confirmed information that you can infer from this? Anything? There is only one confirmed information that you get from this. Can you tell me what? These are the averages, not necessarily the Devanshu, it's the mean. No, it's not necessary. What you are saying is possible. What you are saying is possible. See, the point that I'm trying to make is, let's look at ALVA. Okay, let's look at ALVA as an example. I'll just focus on ALVA for now. What are the scores of ALVA? 80, 75, 75, 70 and 60. Now, if she missed one of the exams, then what are her top 3 scores? Or rather, if she missed 2 exams, 80 plus 70 plus 60 by 3, how much is that? Is that 75? No, that is not. That is not. Which means what? This means ALVA did not miss 2, which means ALVA missed 1. Do you guys agree with this? See, if she had missed 2, then the average, I'm sorry. If she missed 2, then it is the average of top 2. I'm sorry. So if she missed 2, then it is 80 plus 70 by 2, which is 75. So this is possible. If she missed 1, and suppose she missed the 75 one, so 80 plus 75 plus 70 by 3, which is 75. So this is also possible. The point that now I'm trying to make is Alva can miss one, or she can miss two. Do you guys agree with that? Alva can miss one exam or she can miss two exams. Now, so about Alva and very similarly about the others also we can't say. But we can say for a fact about Isha. See, we are given each student missed either one or two exams. Isha has no repetitions. If Isha has no repetitions, that means she must have missed only one. She must have missed only one. So which one has Isha missed? So the scores for Isha are 95, 85, 80, 60 and 55. Now, which one of these is a miss? Suppose 95 is the miss. Can the average of these three be 95? No. If 55 is the one that she has missed, can the average of these three be 55? No, that is also not possible. So which one can she miss? She has missed only one. Which one can she miss? Can she miss 85? If she misses 85, then 95 plus 80 plus 60 by 3. How much is that? 140. 140 plus 95 is 235 by 3. Is that 85? No, it is not. Okay. So she cannot miss 85 also. Can she miss 80? So then 95 plus 85 plus 60 by 3, which is 170, 180, 180 and 60, 240 by 3, which is 80. Now I am happy. So for Isha, I have been able to determine that Isha missed the exam, which was for 80. So after all these calculations, we have figured out that Isha has missed only one exam, which is English. But about the others, I still do not know. Do you guys agree with me that about the others we still do not know, because they can miss one, they can miss two? Isha is the only one that has missed 80. Let me use a different color for this. For confirmed information, Isha has missed 80. The doubtful ones, these guys can miss 2. They can miss 2. Carl can miss 2. Deep can miss 2. Phony can miss 2. Deep missed the 91s. Maybe. I do not know. I do not know. Let's check. 4 of these students appeared in each of English, Hindi, Science and Social Science. Okay. So English, 4 people should appear. So now if in English 4 people should appear, then 2 people should miss. Who are the 2 who are missing? So now we know Phony also missed English. See, in English 4 people should appear. That means 2 people should miss English. So the only possibility of the 2 people missing English are Isha and Phony. Very similarly, 4 people should appear in Hindi. So Biti, Kal, Isha and Phony appear in Hindi. The only people who can miss Hindi are Alva and Deep. So these are the 2 that missed Hindi. Do you guys agree with me? Then science also I need to. Science I have 3 options. So now I do not know. See, for English I became sure. For Hindi I became sure. For science I am not sure, because in science 4 people should attempt the paper. Which 4? 3 I am sure. Phony I am sure. Isha I am sure. Carl I am sure attempted the paper. These are the marks that they got. But Alva, Bithi or Deep may or may not miss. Very similarly, for social science also, there are 4 options which are possible. So again, I do not know. Are you guys okay with the information till now? Anish, Aditya, Debanshu, please give me a thumbs up if you are okay with the information till now. Okay. Let's go ahead. The student who missed the math exam did not miss any other exam. The only chance of someone missing the math exam is Carl. Carl is the only person who missed math exam. So Carl missed math and he did not miss anything else. So Carl did not miss social science. Absolutely, Devanshu. If Carl doesn't miss social science, that helps us about the 2 people who are actually missing social science are Bithi and Phony. Are you okay with that? Then one of these students who missed Hindi did not miss any other exam. So Hindi, which means Alva could be 1, could be 2, Deep could be 1, could be 2. Now I'll check the marks for Alva and Deep. Now I will check the marks for Alva and Deep. So can Alva miss 1? In case Alva misses 1, the top scores 80, 70. So only Hindi Alva misses 80, 75, 70 and 60. So if he misses 1, it will be 80 plus 75 plus 70 by 3, which is 75. So Alva missing 1 is possible. How about Deep missing 1? If Deep misses 1, which is Hindi, so 190, 80, which is 90. So this is also possible. I thought one of them will come out as not possible and my job will be done. But unfortunately, 1 is possible. Now let's check, can Alva miss 2? 80 plus 70 by 2, which is 75. So that is possible. Can Deep miss 2? Can Deep miss both the 91s? 100 plus 80 by 2, yes, that is also possible. So I do not know, yaar, I'm confused. I'm confused with this because Alva missing 1 or 2 is possible, Deep missing 1 or 2 is possible, and we are given, but this does tell me something interesting. See, we know Alva will be 1 or 2, Hindi or science. Deep will be Hindi or science, but we know for a fact that one of these will be valid, one of these will not be valid, which guarantees, I need at least 2 people here. That means Bithi's miss is guaranteed. See, Alva is not guaranteed, Deep is not guaranteed, but Bithi has now become guaranteed because I need 2 people to miss. So, what is my final arrangement? My final arrangement is Bithi misses science and social science. Carl misses math. Isha misses only English. Phony misses English and social science. And Alva and Deep, one of them misses Hindi, one of them misses Hindi and science. Now, we do not know how the mapping is happening. So it is possible that Alva is Hindi and science, it is possible Deep is Hindi, or vice versa. Are you guys okay with this final arrangement? Simple enough. Simple enough. Once you understood what you need to do, I don't think I'll put this in a difficult category. I'll put this in a medium category. Missing exams, I will put this in a medium category. And even when I looked at the set, I saw 6 questions. See, when you see 6 questions, please understand, by default, it is not going to be the easiest question. Maybe it is simpler. See, it is definitely simpler. See, this was a 6-mark question. This was a 6-mark question, 4, 4, and 4. Now, a 6-mark question, it's highly unlikely it will be one of the easiest sets. It'll probably be easy, or it'll be medium, or it'll be hard. Let's check the questions now. Who among the following did not appear for math? Carl did not appear for math. Which student did not appear for English? Who did not appear for English? E and F, Isha and Phony. What best can be said about the students who did not appear for Hindi? For Hindi, who did not appear for Hindi? Well, BT was for Hindi, na? No, Alva did not appear for Hindi. Deep did not appear for Hindi, and that's it. Alva and Deep. Alva and Deep, both of them, they are definitely not in Hindi. What can be concluded by the students who missed science? So for science, definitely B. Did I make a mistake? Oh, this is social science now. So definitely B, that is there. This is definite. And 1 out of A or D? Definitely B, and 1 out of Alva and D, which is option 1. How many of these students missed exactly 1 exam? So C and E, definitely, and 1 out of A or D. So in total, there are 3 students. Who are those 3 students? That cannot be determined. C guaranteed missed math. E guaranteed missed English. A or D, one of them missed only Hindi. I do not know who that one person is. For how many students we can be definite about the exams they missed? 4 of them. See, we cannot be sure about A and D, but for the others we are sure. So the questions are very simple. The questions are very simple for this. So maybe if you were lucky enough to spot this, and it is definitely better than the cab driver set. For those of you who do not know which set I'm talking about, please watch the recording of the previous class. So I'll still put this in a maybe category because there was a lot to interpret in this question. There was a lot to interpret in this question. But these are the answers. Are you okay with this? Please let me know if you have issues with any of the questions or any of the ideas. Okay. In that case, I'll go ahead. So there are multiple batches which are starting on Unacademy to help you prepare for CAT. My batch for CAT 21 has just started today only. In that particular course, I'm covering the complete arithmetic. So if you're already subscribed, you can go and join that course from my profile. And we have also started giving away weekly mocks. weekly mocks. There are sectional tests as well for LRDI. There are full length mock tests which are also available, and that's something that can help you prepare. Now, how many mocks you should take? That's a very different question. So if you're someone who's scoring 95 plus, go ahead, take as many mocks as you can. On the other hand, if you're not at that level, then my recommendation would be to take a lesser number of mocks. Let's try out this question. There are 10 musicians, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, I, H. They are experts in one of the following three instruments: tabla, mridangam, and ghatam. Among them, 3 are experts in tabla, but not in mridangam or ghatam. Okay. So for tabla, I need 3 people. Another 3 are experts in mridangam, but not in tabla or ghatam. So mridangam, I need 3 people. 1 is expert in ghatam, but not in tabla or mridangam. So ghatam is 1. 2 are in tabla and mridangam, but not in ghatam. So tabla and mridangam is 2. Further, 2 are and 1 is an expert in tabla and ghatam, but not in mridangam. Okay. So either you could do something like this, or maybe you can draw a Venn diagram. Tabla, mridangam, and ghatam. Now, how many in only tabla? 3. How many in only mridangam? 3. How many in tabla and mridangam? Tabla and mridangam is 2. How many in tabla and ghatam? Is 2. Only ghatam 1, and the others are 0. Are you okay with these values? What I've done is I've made a Venn diagram of who is expert in what. 3 in only tabla, 2 in tabla mridangam, 2 in tabla ghatam, 3 in only mridangam. And now I will try and see who are these people. Both A and B are experts in mridangam, but only one of them is an expert in tabla also. Okay. So A and B are experts in mridangam, that much is sure. But one of them comes here and one of them comes here. I'll keep that in mind. I do not know who goes where, but one goes here, one goes there. D is an expert in tabla and ghatam. So tabla and ghatam. So one of these people is D. F and G are experts in tabla, but only one of them is an expert in mridangam also. So F and G are here. Let me indicate that with an asterisk. So one of the asterisks comes here and the other asterisk comes here. So this sort of representation very clearly shows me that who are the 2 people in tabla and mridangam. One of them is F and G, one of them is A and B, one of them is the dot, one of them is the asterisk. I do not know who goes where. F and G in tabla, but only one of them is in mridangam. Neither I nor J is an expert in tabla. So neither I nor J is an expert in tabla. So I and J are not in tabla. So they will go here or here. Neither H nor I is an expert in mridangam. So neither H nor I is an expert in mridangam, which means H and I goes here or here or here. Okay, but is in mridangam, but only one of them is an expert in ghatam. Okay, so only one of them will go into ghatam. I think we missed some information here. I goes to M. How do you know that? Because if I goes to M, Devanshu, how can you be sure that I goes to M? You can't be sure of that. Neither I nor J is an expert in tabla. So I put them in mridangam or ghatam. D is in tabla and ghatam. Tabla and ghatam were two people. Do I have the ghatam confirmation? No, I don't. So one of them needs to go here. Okay. See, among H and I, one of them needs to go inside ghatam somewhere. One of them needs to go inside ghatam somewhere because only one of them is an expert in ghatam. Now suppose this I, if I put I here, this condition is getting violated. If I put I here, still this condition is getting violated. The only way you can satisfy this condition is by putting I here. Do you guys agree? This is the only way you can satisfy the condition. Now, if you put I here, you have to put J here. You have to put J here, and then H and I, only one of them is an expert in ghatam. Once I have done that, then H has to go here because both of them cannot be ghatam. Are you guys okay with the arrangement of Hij? See, I'll repeat. I said, now for I, what is the possibility? For I, the possibility is this, this, or this. According to this arrangement, the possibility for I is this or this. Because I does not like the tabla. I is not an expert in tabla. If I is not an expert in tabla, this possibility is ruled out. If these two possibilities are ruled out, automatically what happens is I comes in the ghatam category. Once I get I in the ghatam category, J comes here and H comes here. I think that's all the information that we have. Let's have a look at the questions now. Pretty straightforward. Very quickly we got the diagram. Definitely a question, So this is the tabla question. Again, I very strongly recommend that this is the other set that you should have attempted in the exam, because you just made the Venn diagram and very quickly you got the values. A little bit of thinking was required for this step, but once you get this step, there isn't much left in the question. Who among the following is definitely an expert in tabla but not in mridangam or ghatam? So definitely in tabla is H. Is definitely an expert in mridangam. Definitely in mridangam is J. Which of the following pairs cannot have any musician who is an expert in both tabla and mridangam and ghatam? Okay. So who can be these people? These people can be F, G, A, B. So we want F, G, A, B should not be a part of it. So F, G, A, B should not be a part of it. This is out, this is out, this is out. C and E is left. And finally, if C is an expert in mridangam, okay, so let's make C an expert in mridangam. Okay, so let me have a different color. So C is an expert in mridangam. Where can C come? He cannot go here. He cannot go here. He cannot go here. Only place C can go is inside here. So it's C dot J. and F is not. If F is not, that means if F is not, this star is F, this star is G. Okay. Then who are the three musicians who are expert in tabla but not in mridangam and ghatam? So now I need the people who are guaranteed in tabla. F is guaranteed in tabla, H is guaranteed in tabla. I need one more person. Who can that be? So this dot is A or B. This dot is A or B. So A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I, J. Who is left? E is left. So E should come here, which means this should be F, E, H, E, F, H, or option 3. That's it. Very simple, very straightforward question. Are you guys okay with this? I'm surprised how simple this is. I'm wondering if I made a mistake. But again, not all questions in CAT are hard. Some of them can be solved very simply by forming an easy looking Venn diagram. You just put in the values and your job is done. As a matter of fact, I think it would have been even easier if I had gone by this filling the diagram route. If I had gone by filling the diagram route, because I'll just quickly do that as well. A and B are in mridangam, but only one of them is in tabla. So one of them is here. One of them is here. D is an expert in both tabla and ghatam. So D is here. F and G are expert in tabla, but one of them is in mridangam. So F and G here and F or G here. Then I and J, neither I nor J is in tabla. So for I and J, if none of them are in tabla, so I or J have to go here or here. Very similarly, H and I are not in mridangam. If H and I are not in mridangam, they have to go to tabla or ghatam. The only possibility for I which satisfies if I comes here, which will mean J come here and H comes here. And this becomes my final arrangement with the missing values C and E, with the missing values C and E. And that's it. This is effectively what we have done. So we could have solved this question either by forming this sort of a diagram, or we could have solved this, by just putting in the values as well. Are you guys okay with this? I think I made a slight error. This tabla and ghatam is only one. Tabla and ghatam is only one. Diagram got a bit clunky because of that, but this gives us our complete data, our complete information. Very simple, very straightforward question. So I think that brings us to the end of today's class. Just a reminder, we are conducting a scholarship test on Sunday at 12 noon. You're more than welcome to take part in that. To unlock that, you can use the coupon code HANDA. Unacademy has an Ask a Doubt feature where you can click a picture, send it to us. Either me or someone from our team will clarify that doubt for you. If you're planning to register for any of the courses, please use the coupon code HANDA. And if you have any doubts, send me an email on hkfdoubt@gmail.com. Another thing which I will like to remind you is, if you are planning to, prepare for GK or for that, for IIFT and exams like that, I'm taking a class today evening at 7 p.m. So which is in 45 minutes from now. You guys can join my GK class on this link. Let me pin that. And I hope to see you guys there. Bye everyone. Bye Devanshu. Bye Vartika. Bye Rekha. See you guys.